Gracious afternoon to you viewers. This is News at 2, live from Wisdom Yard Television. I am Toyosi Adeshino. The news headlines. Minimum wage, 100,000 naira will make Nigerian workers breathe, SDP chair. Currency in circulation hit 3.97 trillion naira in May. Subsidy removal on fuel has effect on everything in Nigeria. Now the news in details. The national chairman of the Social Democratic Party, Shehu Gabam, has urged the federal government not to pay civil servants less than 100,000 naira if it truly wants the masses to breathe. Gabam made the appeal when he was featured as a guest on Sunday's edition of Channels Television's Politics Today. The development comes barely 1 week after the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress embarked on a nationwide strike to demand an increased minimum wage for workers and the reversal of the recently increased electricity tariff. The industrial action was, however, suspended for 5 days after the Labour leaders signed a commitment to the federal government to resume negotiations and come up with a new minimum wage within a week. Last Friday, the tripartite committee concluded its meeting as both the federal government and the organized private sector agreed on 62,000 naira, while Labour pegged its demand to 250,000 naira. But Gabam insisted that the government will do itself a favor by settling for a reasonable wage that is above 100,000 naira to avoid civil servants sabotaging the system. He said, "For me, what I think at this stage is that the government should do something about 100,000 naira. It is reasonably okay. It makes a little bit of sense. People can breathe and people can go to work without thinking of sabotaging the institutions." The SDP chief also chided Nigerian governors for announcing that payment of any minimum wage higher than 60,000 naira was not sustainable. This was even as they appealed for a review of the first removal subsidy policy. The currency's value in circulation has risen to 3.97 trillion naira at the end of May, representing an all-time high and a 1.07% increase over the previous month. The data released on the Central Bank of Nigeria website on Sunday indicated that the currency in circulation has been rising consistently over the month from 3.92 trillion naira in April to 3.86 trillion naira in March. The currency in circulation has been increasing month on month despite the CBN monetary policy tightening, which has seen the benchmark interest rate set at 26.65%. Currency in circulation represents banknotes and coins that have been produced and issued for use in the economy. According to CBN, currency in circulation at 3.87 trillion naira in March represented about a 4.76% month-on-month increase from 3.6 trillion naira in February 2024. Meanwhile, currency outside banks also increased progressively during the first quarter, growing from 3.28 trillion naira in January to 3.41 trillion naira and 3.63 trillion naira in February and March respectively. The data revealed that over 90% of currency in circulation is held outside of the banking system, indicating Nigerians are holding more cash. The effect of the subsidy removal on fuel has adversely affected everything in Nigeria. The worst hit are those whose businesses rely solely on electricity and fuel. The barbers are not left out as they have been at the receiving end of this increase in fuel price, high cost of rent, increase in electricity tariff, and epileptic power supply. However, despite the hard blow received from the effect of these new policies, barbers tend to always get a solution to ease their pain. Today, barbers have embraced the use of rechargeable or solar-powered air clippers to cut costs. What is the reason for this adoption? Economy and lifestyle discovered that barbers could no longer endure the continuous surge in the prices of oil. Apart from that, they complained about epileptic power supply and increased electricity tariff. According to Mr. Andrew Olonwa, a barber, barbers are in a pathetic situation today due to the various policies and decisions of the government that the negative effect is badly felt by the masses. Before the news comes to an end, listen to the headlines once again. Minimum wage, 100,000 naira will make Nigerian workers breathe, SDP chair. Currency in circulation is 3.97 trillion naira in May. Subsidy removal on fuel is affecting everything in Nigeria. Thank you for staying tuned. I remain Toyosi Adeshino. Good afternoon.